There is something humanity has always misunderstood about prophecy. We imagine it as fate, a fixed future, a sentence written somewhere beyond us, waiting to descend. And so, we fear it, we resist it, we attempt to outrun it. But the ancient myths speak differently. They whisper of something deeper, something hidden beneath the surface of events. Not prediction, but recognition. Not a future imposed from beyond, but a pattern already forming within. A movement already unfolding beneath consciousness itself. Again and again, the same pattern appears. A king receives a prophecy, a warning, a truth he cannot bear, and so he acts. Cronus hears that one day his own child will overthrow him, just as he overthrew his father before him. So he consumes his children one by one, attempting to stop what has not yet happened. But beneath the surface, another force is already moving. Gaia, the Great Mother, the force of emergence itself. While Cronus tightens his grip, life quietly prepares what is trying to be born. Zeus survives, not through force, but through concealment, through timing, through emergence. As though consciousness itself cannot be imprisoned forever. Then comes Acrisius. He is told that his daughter's son will become his end. And so he seals Danae away, hidden from the world, contained, controlled. But myth moves differently than fear expects, because Zeus does not arrive as a warrior, but as golden light. A presence descending through darkness. And what Acrisius tries to prevent becomes the very path through which transformation enters the world. Perseus is not raised inside the kingdom. He is cast into the sea, exiled, shaped by uncertainty, by displacement, by becoming, as though prophecy is not merely creating an event, but preparing the conditions for a different kind of consciousness to emerge. And then Oedipus, perhaps the most haunting of them all. He hears the prophecy and turns away from it, believing he can escape, believing distance can save him. But the tragedy of Oedipus is not simply fate, it is unknowing. He does not know who he truly is. And so, every choice he makes emerges from separation, a meeting on a road, a moment of anger, a crown gained through victory, a life that appears complete, until something begins to surface. not from outside him, but from within the structure itself. A disturbance, a fracture, a truth that refuses to remain buried. And slowly, piece by piece, the labyrinth opens until there is no distance left between what was lived unconsciously and what is finally seen. And this is the true moment of prophecy. Not when the event occurs, but when awareness arrives, because Oedipus did not suffer when the prophecy unfolded. He suffered when he saw it, when unconscious action became conscious truth, and in that moment, he blinds himself. Not merely as punishment, but as transformation, because he had seen the world without ever seeing himself, and only through the loss of one form of sight could another begin. Perhaps prophecy is not a fixed future at all. Perhaps it is a convergence point, a place where countless threads begin to meet, choices, reactions, fears, desires. Unseen patterns moving beneath awareness, not forcing, but drawing, not controlling, but converging. And when enough threads align, something shifts. A moment arrives that feels inevitable, not because it was imposed, but because everything has already been moving toward it. But here, the myths reveal something subtle. The convergence point may remain the same, but the path toward it changes. Some arrive through resistance, through tightening, through fear, and the more they attempt to control what is unfolding, the narrower the labyrinth becomes. But others move differently, not through passivity, but through presence, awareness, alignment. The movement still unfolds, the transformation still comes, but suffering no longer grows from fighting what already lives beneath the surface. And perhaps this is the deeper question hidden within myth, not fate or freedom, but resistance or awareness. Then the myths reveal another possibility. Achilles, unlike the others, he is not trapped by prophecy. He is offered a choice, a long life forgotten by history, or a short life burning with meaning. And Achilles walks toward it knowingly. He does not resist the convergence. He enters it consciously. And because of this, prophecy becomes something else. Not collapse, not entanglement, but initiation. A threshold willingly crossed, a transformation consciously lived. And perhaps this is what the myths have always been trying to teach us. Not how to escape transformation, but how to meet it awake. Because the pattern does not exist only in myth, it lives within civilizations, within history, within ourselves. There are moments when old structures begin to fracture, when hidden truths rise toward the surface, when tension gathers across countless unseen threads, and it feels as though the world itself has entered the labyrinth. But perhaps this movement is not punishment, not chaos without meaning, but convergence, personal, collective, visible and invisible, all arriving together. And just as in the myths, there are different ways to meet these moments: resistance, control, fragmentation, or awareness, presence, alignment. The labyrinth is not somewhere outside you. It is not a place entered only by heroes or kings or figures from ancient stories. It is already here, within every moment of tension, every choice, every truth trying to emerge from beneath the surface. And the question has never been whether we reach these moments. We always do. The question is, how do we meet them when we arrive? If prophecy is not prediction but recognition, then what is already trying to emerge within you? If this path resonated with you, there are more journeys waiting within the labyrinth. More myths, more symbols, more forgotten realms waiting to be remembered. Continue the journey,